Okay, let's dive right into this explainer of the famous Momo's Wali Chudale urban legend from Simapuri. We all have those local ghost stories we whisper about, but this one, it's distinctly unsettling. Why? Because it takes something we literally all love, street food, and turns it into pure nightmare fuel. Today, we're going to unpack the chilling narrative of the Momo witch. We'll examine the timeline of the alleged supernatural events, the psychological terror inflicted on the main witness, and, of course, the dramatic community showdown that followed. So, get comfortable, maybe put down whatever you're eating right now, and let's explore this dark tale.
Think about it for a second. You're walking home, you're exhausted, you're hungry, and boom, you spot a street food vendor. It's the most normal, everyday scenario imaginable, right? But in this Simapuri legend, this universal experience is totally weaponized. The story forces us to ask a really uncomfortable question. How well do we actually know the people preparing our food on those random street corners?
All right, Section 1, The Creepy Momo Stall, a chilling encounter. So, according to the source material, our protagonist, Ria, was just walking home from college. She spots a new Momo stall, and, she loves Momos, so she heads over. But immediately, something is totally off. The vendor wasn't normal. This woman didn't say a single word to her. She just stood there, staring at Ria with these wide, unblinking eyes. The whole vibe instantly shifted from appetizing to deeply, deeply menacing. Ria felt this overwhelming sense of dread, so much so that she literally threw her money down without even waiting for the food, completely forgot about her change, and just bolted.
Let's move on to Section 2, a chain of tragic accidents. The curse escalates.
Now, right after Ria escapes this terrifying vendor, it's like the curse instantly activates. Almost immediately, a woman trying to quickly cross the road is violently struck by a speeding vehicle. And then, shortly after that, in a completely separate but equally bizarre incident, a guy named Ravi is just walking home past a streetlight when the heavy electric pole suddenly snaps and absolutely crushes him. Both of these horrific events happen in rapid succession, leading to critical hospitalizations.
The source gets into the chaotic scene right after the car accident, and it's vividly gruesome. The woman is left lying on the road, severely bleeding. And interestingly, the source notes a classic bystander effect happening here. People were just hesitating to help, muttering things like, "Who's going to go to the police station again and again and leave their work?" It was actually Ria who had to step up. She pushes her own fear aside to help rush this bloodied victim to the hospital. And before she can even process that trauma, Ravi is crushed by the falling pole, adding another broken body to the night's toll.
So as we're investigating these events, we really have to ask, is this string of horrific luck just a coincidence, or is it part of a sinister design? Think about it. Two catastrophic, life-threatening freak accidents occurring within hours of each other, right in the exact same vicinity, witnessed by the exact same girl who just fled a terrifying silent street vendor. Statistically, there's just no way. It's highly improbable. In the context of our legend, this has the absolute signature of dark magic all over it.
Which brings us to Section 3, Terror in the Hospital. Psychological horror.
Okay, imagine this setting. You've got the harsh, clinical, fluorescent lights of the hospital. Ria is already deeply traumatized by the blood and the sheer chaos of the accidents. She glances over at a mirror and sees the vendor, that exact same unblinking, silent woman, staring right back at her. But when the police turn to look, there is absolutely nothing there, just an empty room. The entity is selectively revealing itself, basically making Ria question her own sanity and ensuring she feels completely isolated and unprotected.
The tension reaches an absolute boiling point here. The police are trying to take her statement, completely unaware of the supernatural entity lurking literally right beside them. According to the legend, the cops actually attempted to record Ria's statement 4 separate times. But every single time they tried, Ria would look around, see the horrifying face of the Momo witch glaring at her, and she'd either completely panic or just outright faint from the sheer terror of it. The authorities were treating this like a standard traffic accident, entirely blind to the supernatural predator standing right there in the room.
Let's uncover the truth in Section 4, the Black Magic Reveal.
The core concept of this entire legend rests on an everyday object being weaponized through dark magic. The specific term used in the source is Kale Jadu Wale Momos, literally black magic momos. So the entity wasn't just some creepy cook, she was a witch using the food as a literal conduit. The food itself was cursed. Anyone who interacted with it or was targeted by her was marked for these brutal, fatal accidents, all to feed her dark supernatural energy.
Taking on the role of the detective, Ria's father connects the cursed food to the accidents. Seeing his daughter in a state of sheer, inconsolable panic, he takes matters into his own hands. He traces Ria's steps right back to the spot, and, while investigating, he actually witnesses the witch drop her human disguise. He hears her menacingly declare her intent to claim 3 more victims, stating that everyone will die. It's this chilling discovery that confirms his absolute worst fears. This isn't just a string of bad luck. His daughter and their neighbors are being systematically hunted.
And finally, Section 5, Defeating the Momo Witch, a community united. Now, Ria's father doesn't run away. He goes back, gathers his family, and rallies the local villagers. They march right up to the witch, completely stripping away her element of surprise, and they confront her head-on. They explicitly call out her black magic, telling her that her true form is exposed, and blaming her for the horrific condition of their loved ones lying broken in the hospital. It is a fantastic, powerful moment of human courage in the face of absolute supernatural terror. To break the curse, they had a clear plan. Step 1, unity. Ria's father recognized the threat and immediately mobilized the community. Step 2, direct confrontation. Instead of cowering from the dark magic, the angry mob took the fight directly to the seller's stall. And Step 3, exposure and neutralization. By forcing the witch to reveal her true form in front of dozens of angry locals, they shattered her power. The source material notes that they attacked the witch in self-defense, ultimately halting her black magic and saving the town from any further bloodshed.
To wrap up this explainer, we want to leave you with a chilling thought that brings the horror of this regional legend right back to your own neighborhood. The Momo's Wali Chudale of Simapuri serves as a captivating, terrifying piece of folklore because it taps into our everyday vulnerability. We all trust the people who make our food, often in the dark on quiet street corners. So, I leave you with this. The next time you're craving a quick bite after a long day, and the vendor's just a little too quiet, and stares just a little too long, are you still going to take a bite? Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into the unknown. Stay curious and stay safe.